Alright, welcome back to Get Out the House, Go Fish. Now, I'm going to address this issue. I know it's probably been addressed many times, but I'm going to address it. And I'm going to show you a before and after audio test of this mod that I'm going to do with the GoPro 5. I was just out the other day. We were at the Pumpkin Hill Preserve State Park. Had my GoPro out and just walking around, there's a lot of it can be muffled at times, and also there's a lot of noise that comes from any brushing against the case, or I don't know, I'm just not happy with the way the case is in the audio. Now if you take the GoPro out of the case and you actually record, then there's not any problems. I was filming here in the garage, and actually I just got the new motor for the John boat, and it was out of the case. So that filming was done out of the case. No issues at all. And as you can see, there's a mic here, and I believe down on the bottom here. Now with this case, I don't know why they designed it like this, but this top mic right here, basically as it goes in the case, you can see that mic gets covered up. This side, let's see over here, this side mic over here, it's got two holes right here, and that's it. And as it goes in the case, it's still covered up. I don't think it lets in a lot of I just don't think that's a good design. And then on the bottom here, on this side, let me open this up. Right here, as you can see, I mean, there's a hole right there, but that's it. So what I'm going to do is I'll show you a video clip before I do the cutting inside the case, and then I'll do a video clip of the GoPro with the audio outside the case, and then I'll do a video of after the modification to the case. So what I plan on doing is cutting a little bit out up here, if you can see that, for this microphone up here. Then over here on this side, I plan to cut this out a little bit more so it comes down. And down here, I want to take this a little bit further down. Now if you don't want to cut on your original GoPro case, they have other cases that are already pretty much cut out more. And I'll put a link and show you what I'm talking about. And they're only maybe like $5 that they come straight from China. So if you don't want to cut on this, or if you don't have a Dremel tool to do this, then that's another option. Just buy one off eBay. I'll put the link and everything down below for that, so you can do that and see if that helps you out. But now as far as like the wind noise, I've seen like these foam things that go over, like let's say for the Session, there's like this foam guard that goes all the way over the entire Session. I'll show it to you right now. And you can see in the picture, it's covering up the microphone. It's going to help with the wind noise. So I'm thinking about trying that out next time I'm out on the water and there's a lot of wind. Now this one with a Session, I've never had any issues with the sound being muffled with the Session. And I never have had any audio issues at all. As you can see, the microphone's right here. I'm not sure where the other one is, but that front microphone works great, except when there's a lot of wind noise, then there's an issue. So I'm hoping that that little foam piece that goes over the entire Session will help with that. and I'll put the link below for that. Those are sold on eBay too. They're only like $2-3. Well, let's go ahead and do the audio test with the case on. Okay, so this is the audio test with the case on the GoPro 5. Test 1, 2. Okay, so this is going to be the test with the case off of the GoPro. So there's nothing on the GoPro 5. Test 1, 2. Okay, so I've taken the Joby off the bottom here, and I'm going to be cutting, basically, I'm going to be coming down here, coming across, and coming back down again. Just like that. And then, up here, I'm going to be cutting all this around here, coming down just a little bit further, and coming back up again. And then on the top here, I'm actually going to be cutting this area out here too. Alright, let's get started. Look at that. Wear your eye protection. Definitely a must. So just get some sandpaper, smooth that stuff out in there wherever you cut, and then just kind of run it under some water, get all this stuff off, clean it up real good. Then let's put the GoPro in here and do another audio test and see how we sound. Now, of course, you're still going to have the wind issue, but there's other options. If you're not using it in the water, basically I suggest, they do sell an aluminum case. I'll show that. I actually got one, and also the adapter. So you can add an external microphone. Now the adapter is a little bit on the pricey side, so if you're not going to be in the water or around the water, then I suggest definitely doing that. Also, it's another option, but this is less expensive than that. But with the adapter to use with the GoPro, you can put the add an external microphone, and also you can have the wind guard on there. I call it like a little mop, and it'll definitely help with the wind. And you can do your vlogging or whatever. And I mean, the only issue I have with the GoPro 5 is the stabilization. I mean, I got the GoPro 5, and then maybe like 3 months later, they released the GoPro 6, and it's like night and day with the stabilization. Alright, so here we go. Got everything pretty much cut out, sanded down. A little rough sanding, but you know what? If you're concerned with how pretty this thing looks, then you shouldn't even have a sports camera, because that's what it's used for. It's going to get beat up. So here we go. Let's place it in here. See where our cuts are. Okay. Go ahead and close this up. There we go. So you can see right here, let me see something I can point with. Right here you can see the mic. You can totally see it now. Before you couldn't even see it. It was totally covered up. It went all the way across. So now that's open. Look right here. That mic, instead of these two holes over here, the holes were over here, which they weren't aligned. So now you have all this area right here is open, and then down here all this is open too. So there we go, and we're going to go ahead and do a audio test with the case on now. Alright, so I've made the modifications to the external case, this is a test, 1, 2, and then from the rear, this is a test, 1, 2. Hopefully you can hear the difference with the audio with the case on, without the case, and then after the modification. Now, as far as like I said before, the wind, you're still going to get the wind noise if you're outside and you're on the water, get a lot of wind. I suggest, I'm going to show you that right now, that actual piece that fits over this entire case. It's a piece of foam, and I'm thinking that might help. So I'm gonna have to try that. And oh, before, what I was saying about the microphones, if you want to go with an external mic, they have these aluminum, or even in another different case. If you're not on the water, I wouldn't suggest this going on the water, because you're going to be using a external microphone. But if you don't use an external microphone, I do like this option here. This was only $16. I got it on sale, and they usually they're like under $20. It's an aluminum case, but your GoPro will fit right in here. But look at here, when I got this is not, this hole right here for the audio, it's not even drilled all the way through, so I'm gonna have to drill through that. Up here, once again, you know, it's not gonna let me see if I can fit the it's really hard to put the GoPro. It's a really tight fit with this thing, and so when you put the adapter on here, and it's about $49 on Amazon. I'll put a link down below, and I'll show you a little clip here of what it looks like. But with that adapter, you'll be able to put on a external mic, so it'll go once you take the door off. Well, it's going to be on this side. So once you open this door comes right off. I mean, there's a little hinge on there, it just comes right off like that. And then that's where the external adapter will go right there, plug in right there. But basically this fits in here like so. It's a really tight fit though. Let me see. Now see how snug that is in there? That's not moving. And so then you just you would plug in right there and add your external mic, and you have your little mount up here. You can mount your external mic up here, and also you have these lenses on here where you can actually screw these off. These are this is a UV lens I have on here right now that came with the actual case. It's a 52mm in size, so you can get polarized lenses for this, and I think that would be great for out in the water. The only thing is this, with an external mic, I mean, if you think you're not going to go in the water, or an option of getting this wet, then, I mean, it's got openings. I'm not sure. I haven't tested the, I'll tell you what, let me go ahead and do a test with this one without an external mic, and you can see how it sounds within this case. Okay, and you can leave the, we'll just say we left the door on. Okay, so here we go. So this is the aluminum case that I was talking about. This is the sound check, 1, 2. And from the rear, sound check, 1, 2 with the aluminum case. Alright, and if you wanted to just change this for a polarized lens or something else, then you would just screw this off. This just screws off, just like any other camera lens. And then you can just change out the lens. But this is another option you can go with if you don't want to go with the, I'm not sure how the audio sounds yet, but in the video clip that I played, you know, if the audio clip sounds great, then, you know, go with this one, and just don't go with an external mic if you're out in the water. But if you are not out on the water, then definitely, you know, if the audio is not that great, then definitely go with your adapter and your external mic. And so I'll put some links to down below for some external mics that you know, I recommend. All right, before we go, I want to show you how hard it is to get this camera out of this case. You know, that's the one issue I had with this case. It's not that easy to get out once it's in. I have to actually go in here and kind of like push a little bit on this side, push a little bit on this side, push a little bit on this side, and it'll come out. But it's I don't want to push on the little LCD screen right here because I'm afraid I will damage it. But you have to kind of go from each side and from the top and slowly work it out, and it'll eventually come out, but it just takes time. Just be patient, and it's a really tight fit. All right, one more thing. If you're still having some wind noise issue, let's say if you don't have a external microphone with a little wind muff or little cover, then I would say go into your settings. Let me hit the power button on here. And then you want to go to from the right and swipe to the left. Okay, and then keep scrolling over until you get to the manual audio control. Now once you're here, go ahead and hit that button, and I've got mine selected for wind only. Now you can turn it off and it will just alternate between the two, stereo only or wind only. I like to keep mine on wind only since I'm going out on the water quite a bit, and there's always going to be some usually some wind out on the water. So
alright, I hope this helps someone out, and I just want to let you know one more thing. This whole video, when I was recording the GoPro 5, and on the bench there, I was using my VI T5E camera. So I'll post a little picture of it right here, and it's a nice little affordable action camera that does shoot 4K. I was shooting 1080p at 60 frames per second during this video, and on the GoPro, I usually always use 1080p at 60 frames per second out on the water too. So if you ever wonder what I'm shooting in, that's what I'm usually shooting in. All right, y'all have a good one.